Lucy, a film pretty much based on drug abuse. Having said that, I do love this movie. I love the ideas to it. I love the way the character is played. It all ties together quite nicely. So, this movie is about a woman who gets kind of kidnapped, sort of way. She goes to do a mission and got a briefcase tied to her hand because a boyfriend kind of person she normally hooks up with didn't want to do the job because the people he was meant to deliver the case to were really bad people, so he gave it to his hookup person Lucy to go and do it, and she wasn't that worried. She didn't want to do it, but then he offered like £1,000 or something to go and do it. So she did it, went up there, and then they didn't trust her, so they knocked her unconscious, made her do a job. They put a bag of like this blue new drug chemical inside her stomach and five other people, and they wanted them to travel around the world and then sell on the drugs to new people to try it out. And that was just the way of smuggling it through airports and stuff. But unfortunately, she gets beaten up a lot, like punched, kicked, all sorts, and the bag explodes inside her stomach. Then all the drugs go on all to her cells, and this many drugs should have killed her. But that's not really what happened. I mean, she did die at the end, but that's not what happened throughout the movie. These drugs were slowly letting Lucy unlock her full brain capacity. What's that mean? It basically means, well, dolphins, as we know, are the smartest animal on the world. They can communicate through echoes and stuff with their voice. They have 20% of their brain capacity, like, used. Humans have 10%, which is ridiculously high, but Lucy, throughout the film, the drugs make her have more and more. So there's a constant countdown throughout the film, which is surprisingly works, because it's like 20%. And there's like clippets of animals and leopards all over the place, which the first half of the movie they're using that a lot, and then they kind of just stop, which is like they could have either got rid of all of it or kept on going with it, but never mind. So yeah, her brain capacity keeps on going up, and she gets these abilities that she can do, like reading really quickly. So she's like flicking through thousands of pages of books and stuff on the internet, and that's when she meets Morgan Freeman, who studied the subject for many, many years of what would happen if you could reach a full brain capacity, and they sort of team up, and he helps her through the problems she's facing. And in between all this sciencey shit, there's and the team up between Morgan Freeman and Lucy, there's a lot of kick-ass fight scenes, because Lucy's obviously unlocking her brain capacity, and she is now able to levitate objects. So everyone's pointing a gun at her, and she just gets the guns to fly up against the wall and the ceiling. Then she like goes like that, and all the people go against the wall, and it's just stuff like this has been done in movies before, but not as good as Lucy was done. Towards the end of the movie, she gets to 100%, and this is where she suddenly realised what is the purpose of human beings? To pass on knowledge through generations. So, she decides to turn into a computer, which is a bit insane. There's all sparks and cables coming off her, and it looks a bit weird. I think that bit could have been slightly improved, maybe. But at the end, she whizzes through all the phases, and everything she's learnt through this amazing power that she's now got because of the drugs has gone into a tiny memory stick. And when she reaches from 99% to 100%, she like blows up, all the computer gets destroyed, and it turns into one tiny memory stick. And that's like everything that the human race has ever learned, or like will learn. It's quite powerful. But no, there's loads of imagery and loads of fight scenes. It's a great action film. Got quite a bit of sciencey stuff that makes sense. Most sciencey films, like Ant-Man, for instance, the science behind it doesn't make sense and isn't real. This science is sort of real, and the bits that aren't real make sense. So it's a great movie. I'd strongly recommend it if you haven't watched it. Thank you for watching today's episode. If you do have any suggestions of the next movie I should review, I've got a very tiny list of little movies I want to review, like Grosse Pointe Blank, and I am at the moment reading, well, I've just finished reading the comic Civil War, which I'm going to be reviewing, and possibly leaking out some spoilers that might happen in the movie, and comparing it. But I'll do that in probably sections, so like part 1, 2, 3, and so on. But yeah, if you don't want to watch them, don't watch them, because I'll probably have loads of spoilers in them. Thanks for watching this movie. Please like, leave a comment and subscribe, and also comment on what movie you think I should review next if you've got any suggestions. And thank you to CFR160 Rider for giving me the comment that I should review Spectre, because I did that and it was quite a popular review, even though many of you disagreed with my opinions. But never mind. Thank you for watching this review. Goodbye.